welcome back everybody to Sideline Banter. It is episode 12. Hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. The sun was shining, and we are back with a boatload of sports news to talk through. We've got college football, NFL, MLB, Formula One, soccer, football, some golf, and some tennis. We got it all, even more than that. So, Abe, I'm pretty excited. We're recording earlier than we thought, kind of a shotgun recording. We're going to have a busy weekend, but I'm pretty excited for what we put together today.
For sure, yeah. Like you said earlier in the week, but we're going to get this out to you sooner, so it might be a good thing, a blessing in disguise, if you will.
Yeah, some would say. Chili Neal. Yeah, all right, cool. Well, is there something else that you want to...
No, happy Labor Day. Hope you guys enjoyed your holiday. I know I did. And let's get into it.
Cool. Jessica, how about you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Today was really hard to wake up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. You get like one day. They give you one day, and then I can't wake up for like the rest of the week.
Especially if it's a Monday as well.
Yeah.
So you did too much relaxing? You couldn't snap out of it?
I think I did. I don't know. Or I went to bed late.
Were you locked in for the podcast?
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe not.
Guess we're going to find out.
I guess we'll find out. But since I'm speaking, I feel like it's my time.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Whoa. Nice. Cool.
Great minds think alike.
Dude, we should get married or something.
Dude, that'd be great. That's a real thing.
Right?
That's crazy.
All right.
Just did it again.
Let's go. All right, what do you got for us for today's news?
Yeah, today's news was interesting because obviously there's a lot of exciting things happening. In particular, if you guys didn't know, start of the NFL. So I'm trying not to step on any podcast topic toes.
We got plenty. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even trip.
All right. Well, I'm still trying to not step on any podcast topic toes. And when I do this section, I try and shy away from the typical headlines. And I try and take those headlines and create a cool topic for you guys to discuss. So one thing I read that I found interesting was sort of the redefinition of the tight end role because of Travis Kelce. And it got me thinking a lot. So I have a question. And let me start with this one. So do you think that Travis Kelce redefined the role of the tight end in modern football? Or is he just a product of a more pass-heavy NFL?
I'm happy to share my opinion.
First, you seem like you want to go first. I'll piggyback off of you.
Yeah. I'm gonna say my knee-jerk reaction is to say that he did not redefine the position, and he is a product of a pass-heavy and less penalty more penalty on the defense having NFL. I say that with all due respect to Travis Kelce. I do think he's one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Some would say the best. Others, I think he's inarguably top 5. Top of mind to me would go Travis Kelce, Gronkowski,
TG,
Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, and Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, that's a good list. That's a good list.
I think it's a pretty, that's 5.
Yeah.
Was Lynn Swann a tight end for the Steelers? Or was
That's
he a
going
receiver?
back. That's before my day. Yeah. I think he's a receiver, though.
I think he was, too.
Yeah.
So anyway, I say that all because I think if Antonio Gates or Tony Gonzalez or even like a Jeremy Shockey played in today's NFL, I'm not saying they're all better than Kelce. Kelce is arguably the best ever.
Yeah.
But I think they all would have ridiculous numbers, and like they already have ridiculous numbers. So I think they would be like outrageously good the way Kelce's are. Although, like, he doesn't really block. He does block.
He doesn't really do the tight end things.
Not as much. He does move way more like a receiver than they do. I think that is I think that's a product of the game, though. I think those players would have, like, Antonio Gates is as athletic as Travis Kelce. I don't think I'm crazy for thinking. So, anyway, do you agree, disagree?
I think he just, came at the right time, honestly, and played with one of the best. At that. Like he's playing with Patrick Mahomes. I get that Antonio Gates had at Phillip Rivers who could swing that thing as well.
Yeah.
But he's just another great athlete at the tight end position. Big dude that moves, is agile, he's quick, and he's just in the right era of football to where he exceeds. Even though like the numbers are probably comparative to Tony Gonzalez or Gronk, that what they've done in their day, but like he's just a product of the new day NFL, and he's still great.
Yeah, I guess one thing, though, some people could argue, no, I guess not really, is like, well, receivers aren't breaking every record every year. And like
Tyreek did last year. But they're playing more games as well now.
Yeah, minus the new amount of games.
Yeah.
It's not like Randy Moss and Jerry Rice and Chris Carter and Marvin Harrison and Terrell Owens just like look like shit now because new offense. But Kelce does make a lot of legendary tight ends not look very good. Except for the 5 that I mentioned, to be fair.
Right.
And like maybe Jason Witten. But Witten's more of like a volume guy. I don't know if he ever like scared any of his opponents, but he was definitely a threat.
He was solid there for like 16 however long of an NFL career he had. He was so good.
Yeah, but so I guess I'm calling between a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's a little bit of both.
He's definitely unique, but
he raised the bar and he was just at the right time.
Yeah. He doesn't have to block, and that's okay now. Like that's okay. Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates and certainly Sharp, like they were targeted less because on this play the tight end blocked.
Yeah, they had
Kelce gets away without blocking all the time because he doesn't. Why would you have him block? They figured out a way to use him as a weapon. So kudos to them. But
Andy Reid got it done.
Yeah, it's not like Steph Curry though.
No, he's not like a revolutionary guy. Like there's been players that are similar to him. His numbers or whatever he's doing may look like bigger because of the offense that they're playing in nowadays, but he's not like a completely new thing that we've never seen before.
Yeah. And even if he is, that new niche didn't like completely change. Like there have been other athletic. Anyway, cool. Interesting question.
Well, so a follow-up would be then, do you think that his success is due to him and his individual talent, or is it
Yes.
versus the system and Patrick Mahomes that he's playing in?
I mean, Mahomes is going to help, but there's a million. I mean, how many tight ends are there? I mean, there's a lot of good ones now, I suppose, but like.
But Travis Kelce, he'd be a great player in any era.
But he's 34. He's been great for 7 years.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of tight ends who have come and gone. If it was just because of the era. Like, that's like saying the three-point shooting this year. That would be a good comparison, I think, where it'd be like, oh, is Malik Monk really an all-time three-point shooter, or did he play in 2020?
Yeah.
But I don't see that with the tight end. I don't see like a ridiculous amount of overpowered tight ends, of which Kelce is just another one of. He's clearly been the best for a few years now.
Yeah, he's up there with Gronk when Gronk was still playing, and he's still competing at the highest level.
Yeah.
Fell off a little last year, but he still had a great season, for a tight end. So.
Yeah, so I would say Kelce is who he is because of how great he is.
Yeah, 1,000%. Like I said, he'd play in any era. He's that good of a receiver to the ball at the tight end position. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's only so many players, going back to the first question, who like changed the history of the game or a position.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that
we didn't even mention Kittle either. Kittle's great as well.
Yeah, and even Kittle's a little bit more old school than Kelce. Yeah. I think that's why the question, like, he really looks like a receiver.
Yeah.
I think that is the difference, and I think he is the most like a receiver, but I don't know if it's to the point where it's like he completely
like are people playing like
AI
Travis
played
Kelce
differently. AI was like very provocative, but I don't know that he changed the NBA completely.
Yeah, and are GMs looking for the next Travis Kelce? Like that's.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, cool. Interesting. Did not see that coming in the slightest.
Well, that's sort of where the question's going, because when I was looking at this article, the thought that I got from it was kind of, you guys were hitting on everything that I had notes on here. Like, is his style the new standard, or will it go back to the traditional? And then it kind of bled into how our coach is going to be teaching young tight ends now, even back to high school. Like, do you think that them watching Travis Kelce is not only changing the tight end position, but when you think back to like redefining the role, like, and I think back to like my mom and dad era when it's like, I want to be the star quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Is someone like Travis Kelce with his star power, like being like, I want to be the star tight end?
I don't know if, like, I guess he's just not, I guess, small enough or agile enough to be a receiver. He just kind of fits into that tight end slot. So,
Size-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's so quick that he's just an advantage to him, and he's so good at receiving the ball.
He's super good at running routes. He's like, well, am I gonna run routes worse because I'm a tight end and I'm not supposed to do this? No.
Right.
Yeah, I think to answer your question, Jessica, I think yes. I actually think we'd have to confirm with some of our football friends, but I bet there's a lot of coaches out there in America that are struggling with high school tight ends who don't want to block. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I can totally see it.
Yeah.
And the tight end position blocks
Traditionally.
But even into like Travis Kelce, like the reason, like Andy Reid has set it up so that he does not have to block.
Mm-hmm.
And he still does block. I'm sure he blocks plenty, but less than other tight ends. Now that's not just like pretty boy doesn't have to block. It's because it helps the offense because he's so good. So it's like we're wasting an offensive play if he's blocking. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I could totally see high school coaches struggling around the country with tight ends who don't want to block because he's kind of the only one. Like Kittle blocks. Kittle's great.
He's an anomaly.
The 49ers need Kittle to block.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Chiefs do, but they don't need a tight end. I don't know if they have an extra one out there or what's going on.
I think they do have another tight end that comes in to block.
All right, there you go.
Travis isn't. He's not up to par. He's not feeling it. But he's just like that X factor. Like there's nobody that can really guard him. You put a cornerback on him, he's too small. You put a linebacker on him, he's too slow. So it's like he just makes so many mismatches. It's just going to be so hard to find in another tight end to match that. It's just he's one of one. Truly one of one.
Cool. Well, honestly, I don't know if I have too many things else because I was not gonna lie, I really put together a few parlays, and I don't know if we want to start the show off with those.
Not yet. Your time is coming.
Yeah, we can save those.
Yeah, I mean there's obviously a few other things, but I think the show will probably take us there. So I just wanted to get you guys thinking early on.
Great question.
Yeah, it was like 3 questions in one anyway, so we kind of did go a couple of different directions. Well, thank you, Jessica, for the news. As always, little tight end talk there. After she drafts tight end university, of course, we know she loves tight ends. 4 per roster. You did great in the polls.
I don't even know who I drafted. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, great. Yeah, well, team turned out pretty good. Anyway, okay. First thing on the docket is going to be college football. A awesome weekend, kind of a wild weekend of college football. I'm going to just intro with this quickly because I don't know the names of these kids at all, but some ridiculous interceptions and catches over the weekend.
I've seen a couple.
There was definitely one from a kid from Oklahoma because he made the same exact interception 2 years ago to open that season.
I think it was in the same stadium as well. Yeah,
it was in the Mercedes-Benz. Yeah. And then there was a safety that had like a one-handed spinning catch. Anyway,
I saw that was a safety. I thought that was the wide receiver that went up and got that.
No, it was an interception.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a safety.
So I've seen some acrobatic plays this weekend.
So I don't know if you can name drop the people who were doing it.
I cannot.
But anyway, I guess like watch highlights of college football week 1.
Yeah,
and you'll see them. There were some
top 10 plays for sure.
Yeah, there were some crazy catches. But something we can dissect a little bit is FSU, which we touched on in week 0, as we talked about last week. They lost to Georgia Tech out in Ireland, which already was a shot in the heart. Because for those of you who aren't in the loop, Florida State was undefeated last year.
Yep.
Their starting quarterback got injured before the playoffs, and so they were left off the list. Some people think it's because they simply weren't strong enough, and others believe it's because the the committee didn't believe that they would win with without the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But is that fair? I mean, they still earned it. So whatever. That's been a topic of conversation for a while now, and a lot of people were excited because he's playing again in like this season, and they're hoping to have a great season.
I think he went to the NFL.
Oh,
yeah.
So this kid's a transfer then.
I don't know who replaced him. The guy's I believe he got drafted. QB.
This kid's a transfer then. He's like Hawaiian or something.
Because they were saying like who replaced this quarterback at LSU. They're like they got actually a good backup or a good replacement, but then FSU.
Oh well, they were super high on this kid then. I thought he was coming back, and that's why they're so excited. Mm-hmm. But they've been talking up this quarterback all offseason.
I don't know if he like was behind him last year at FSU.
No, he transferred.
Oh, he transferred in.
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I knew it wasn't the same guy from last year, but
he was at Clemson.
Oh, he's at Clemson. Okay. Was he? So he's a backup at Clemson last year,
and he started at Clemson, I think.
Wow, and then he came in to FSU. An ACC transfer as well. He stayed in the same conference.
Yeah. So sorry, I messed that up, but I knew it was something dramatic with this kid. And so they've been really excited about the this quarterback, and he looks like trash, but I mean a lot of them do. So anyway, they lose the opener to Georgia Tech, which was a close game, and they need to beat Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
but
an unranked opponent.
Yeah, unranked opponent, but like relatively okay. They've had some pros come out of there.
Yeah,
and so has this next school, but not nearly as much.
Man,
so this weekend they got, I'm going to say, blown
yesterday.
out.
It was Monday.
Oh, it was yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I think I remember. Oh, yeah, you're right. Really? I think I remember watching it Sunday. It doesn't really matter. They got blown out by Boston College 28-13, and it was 14-6 at half, and it was never really all that close. Like they're always, what's up?
This on new into the facts, but Bill O'Brien's actually the head coach of Boston College.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's a good college coach.
Yeah, it's great. He did a good job at Penn State.
Yeah.
And then he went to the NFL.
Texans.
Didn't have too much success.
Yeah, no. But anyway, yeah, so Florida State loses their second game now to Boston College, and it was ugly. And so if you ask me, their season's over.
Definitely. I mean, you can't have 2 losses. I know the college football, playoffs have expanded to 10 teams this year, but
No, I'm saying yes, but
yeah.
I'm
2
losses,
losses,
ready to agree with your next
especially
thing,
with these 2 unranked opponents, is very, very bad to start off the season.
Totally agree.
Like that can't happen. They can't make it. There's no shot.
Yeah, and
I didn't know they were still ranked number 10 coming into this game.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They were ranked number 10 going into the Boston College game. I don't know if it wasn't updated or what, because nobody else played. So maybe. Like, how can you move?
I got
who
you.
Are you gonna move?
Yeah. Maybe that makes sense.
But even still, ranked number 10 in week 1, even after a loss, and you lose to Boston. I mean, all due respect, Boston College,
right.
But you were not supposed to win that game.
Right.
So yeah, that's that was number 1 headline, I would say. There's this dude on Twitter, and all week he was saying,
"Oh, I saw this. Yeah, he would eat
if Florida State loses to Boston College, he would." Go number 2 in a cup, in a solo cup, and eat it, and video record it and put it on Twitter.
Yeah,
and everyone was like reaching out to him on Twitter after it happened, and he deleted it. He deleted his Twitter right away.
Really?
But people are going like, "You can't run from us.
No, you can't.
Deserve
you can't.
You'll never you're cursed until you make 1,000%. The video." Because it wasn't just once. Like he mentioned it like day after day about how ridiculous it would be. Yeah, and doubled down big time. So
triple down. Yeah,
I mean, I'd rather him not.
Yeah, I don't want to see this video.
Yeah, like I don't.
Why would you even set yourself up for something like that?
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's weird for that guy, but like just as weird for people to reach out and be like, "Hey, dude, you better eat that shit, dude."
Yeah, it's insane.
You better hold your word. What are you, a man?
So I saw that tweet today. It popped up on my feed, and apparently, like, he was doing promo under the tweet because it was going so viral. He was like, "If you follow this account, I'll make the video." I was like, "Bro, what is going on here?" Wow. He tried to make this viral moment into like a promotion.
I wonder if it worked.
Probably did. I mean, all the eyes are on him, dude. Maybe he's just like 200 IQ. Maybe he's a genius.
Yeah.
But why would you set yourself up for failure like that? Why would you say something so stupid? If he makes the video and I see it on my timeline, I will delete every single app that I have.
Yes.
That's just gross.
I'll probably just throw my phone away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to contact me on a pager or something.
Reach me through the mail.
Yeah.
The snail mail.
So, yeah, that's FSU. Season over. They have to blow out every single team by 50 points to prove that they're deserving. So, and from one loss to another, Clemson. I was in the barbershop today, and I saw on TV which I didn't realize it was this bad. They were asking. It was Wilbon and Michael Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser.
Yeah.
And they were asking which loss was worse, the Clemson or the Florida State one. And I'm like, huh?
The Florida State one.
So to be clear, so Florida State lost, like we said, 28-13 to Boston College. But Clemson lost 34-3 to Georgia.
The number one team in the nation.
Right. Number one team in the nation. Clemson's number 14, so they should have been more competitive.
Yeah.
But according to our best college football resource, Georgia is correctly ranked number one and by far.
Yeah. I mean,
so I'm not like shaming Clemson for losing, but 34-3
that's bad. You got to compete, yeah, for sure.
But 28-13 against an unranked opponent or the number one, like an arguably historic team, like for me, it's Florida State by far. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Some of those guys, they get paid to disagree
and spice it up a little bit.
Yeah,
as well.
But Tony and Wilbon do a good job. They're
yeah.
pretty honest. So I could see them both saying it's Florida State. This is a stupid question. Next.
But both losses are really, really bad.
Yeah.
Like 34-3 is ridiculous, especially if you're a top 25 team in the nation. You should not lose by 31 points and only score 3 points.
Yeah. Jessica, are we missing anything there? Did you follow that? It's like, what's a worse loss to you? Losing to Georgia as the 14th ranked team by 31? Or you're the 10th ranked team and you lost to an unranked by 15.
What's the question?
What's the worst loss? The Florida State or the
unranked team?
Yeah. Okay.
And listen to this. So Florida State was home for that game as well. Is that the case? Because I know
they probably were.
So the Georgia Clemson game was played in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is Atlanta. So like Georgia probably had a bunch of fans there, and I think FSU was home. And like they came back from Ireland, had a terrible performance overseas, and then they brought that poor performance home.
Aviva Arena or Aviva Stadium.
I don't know. Is that Florida?
Looks like Florida.
Aviva Stadium.
Actually,
that's from last week. That's the one in Erie.
Oh, that's Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Doak Campbell Stadium, which is Tallahassee, Florida. Yep, they played at home. Yeah, wow. That's terrible. That's so bad.
Definitely worse.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess enough losing then. We can talk about a winner here.
Okay.
Holy cow, Ave! Did you see any of it? Did you watch any of the Colorado game?
We were on the pod.
Oh,
so I've seen most of the clips and highlights, but I know about the performance from a special player. Special place.
Yeah.
This guy, Travis Hunter, is phenomenal. In my lifetime, I've not seen anybody perform on both levels as far as offensive and defensively in the same game, in this contact sport of football and do so well. So I think, did he have 3 touchdowns that game?
I don't remember how many touchdowns. I was like so interested in like just his snap count. I didn't even like look. I didn't even like look at his stats.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to find it. I want to tell myself that I saved it on Instagram, but
I think it was like he only missed 2 plays.
I think 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think it was 2. I think it was like 73 out of 75 or something like that.
I think it was just in the hundreds.
Yeah?
Yeah, I hope I saved it. I don't think I did.
But I've never seen anything like this. Especially
it's crazy.
In D1 football, the highest level of football, he's playing both ends. Every single play
and cornerback, and the only I think he missed 1 play because it said the only reason he missed a play is because his helmet fell off.
The rules in NCAA,
he had to take a play off.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of this, Jessica? On Deion Sanders' team over in Colorado, he's got a player who's a wide receiver and a cornerback, and he doesn't leave the field because he plays defense and offense, and he's one of the best at both of them.
What's his name?
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
He's awesome.
Travis Hunter.
And he's like Anthony Edwards. He reminds me a lot of Anthony Edwards. Like his characteristics, he's like kind of just happy-go-lucky. He's like, I just like playing video games.
I feel like he's like a lot nicer than Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is like a showman. Like he'll tell you that he's like the best. I feel like Travis Hunter's like, yeah, I'm good, but like he's having fun, you know? Yeah,
that's true. Travis is like a nice guy.
Yeah. He's got a YouTube channel and it's huge as well. He's doing very well in the YouTube scene.
Ronaldo has a YouTube account and it's blowing up. He's going to pass Mr. Beast. He got 50 million subs in the first week.
Insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
That's interesting. He was the highest ranked prospect to ever commit to an FCS school.
That's Travis Hunter?
That means. Yeah.
So that's like
It's Colorado FCS?
No.
Somewhere before that.
Jackson State. Because he was with Deion before this.
At Jackson, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He had Jackson State Tigers.
Go Tigers. Not the same.
Wrong school.
I know.
No,
that's
crazy.
Back,
is he a better quarterback or wide receiver? Just like equally talented.
I mean, 3 touchdowns in one
catch.
Yeah.
So, this was sick. So he goes up for a catch, Jessica, and
it's like behind the guy.
It was horrible. Like it was pass interference. They called it pass interference.
Wait, in the end zone?
Yes.
I saw it.
Hold on.
I watched it.
You got to hear the story before
Live.
though. You're gonna be like, oh, I did not know that. So there's a play, throws it to the right to Travis Hunter in the corner, pass interference. Shadur Sanders in the huddle while they're announcing the flag goes up to him and goes, you have to catch that. He goes, he was all over me, smacked my arm. And he goes, I don't give a shit. You have to catch that. And then the next play, same exact thing, completely all over him. He like stuck his hands through the cornerback's hands and then ripped the ball out. And then they were just like smiling at each other. He's like, see? He told you could do it.
Louis gave him one of these.
Yeah, said thumbs up. Yeah, it was really cool.
That's like Nick Foles in the huddle.
Yeah.
It
is.
Will run,
good comms.
Philly.
Yeah.
See,
I mean, it's not exactly the same.
That's
cool,
why I like sports because,
special player, special place. That's all I have to say. He's just one of them ones.
You don't see other people doing stuff like that.
No.
I bet you he'll be great in the workforce.
Yeah, he's not making it to the workforce. I can promise you that. All right, a couple other things here, really quick.
Wrong tie.
I don't have. I don't have too much to add there, but I do just want to say Alabama won 63-0 in their first game without Saban. Yeah. I do think it's going to be a major loss. It was funny. I think they did a little bit more celebrating.
Yeah,
social
taking pictures
media
after
posting.
Interceptions and whatnot.
Yeah, then when Saban was there, so that's weird to me. So we'll see how that culture kind of changes if it does. Oklahoma blew out Temple 51-3. Still fun. I love Oklahoma. If you don't know, Abe loves Texas.
Imagine being like Temple.
Well, they had a transfer.
They had a run for a couple of years.
So their quarterback transferred from a JUCO, and he had never played in front of more than like 300 people.
Who, Temple?
Yeah.
And he played in front of 2,000.
No, it was in Oklahoma. It was like 80,000.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude.
Stage fright for sure.
Yeah, so two big wins for SEC teams, and
you didn't even mention Texas. Texas won about
I did
50-0
Go ahead. That's all you
started
brother.
off the right way.
I'm not bringing up Texas.
And we had the kid Archie Manning.
Oh yeah,
got some tick. He had a rushing touchdown and a throwing touchdown.
Yeah, Alex Annan replayed it like 6 times. It was he like loved it. He was like, "Watch this play." I'm like, "I did." He's like, "It's so sick."
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
He's got so much swagger for a Manning. It's so good to see.
Yeah. His dad was the most athletic.
Mm-hmm. That's what they said. Yeah.
And then one last big win in college football. You're gonna have to help me out with this last name. It's either Ashton Jeanty or Ashton Gianti. What do you think that is?
I think that's Jeanty.
I think it's Jeanty too.
Yeah.
All right, Ashton Jeanty. Listen to the stat line: 20 carries, 267 yards, and 6 touchdowns for the running back from Boise State. Now, Boise State generally strong. The first few games for strong teams are generally warm-up games. Let's get big wins. But that is ridiculous.
Those are video game numbers.
Crazy.
Those are video game numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know who they played, but they kept on handing this man the rock, and he did the business.
Yeah.
267 yards is insane. And then top of that, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's the craziest part, I think.
And only 20 carries. Like, that's not that many carries.
No.
He's scoring a touchdown on every 3.
3.4. Yeah, that is nuts. But yeah, that's all I had for college football, Abe. I think we got the major hitters. It was only week 1, so other big things will happen. We didn't cover schools like USC. I mean, USC beat LSU by a touchdown. It was an okay game.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that entertaining. Michigan, Ohio State, but as the season continues and storylines develop, we'll cover more and more.
I got 3 things I want to say. I bet the over for that USC game, and I was very disappointed. It was like 66.5.
Oh my god!
At the start of the game, it went to like 47.
Yeah.
2, I wanted to say Nick Saban was at the Alabama game. I thought it was really cool because he was at game day I forget where game day was, but he was at the game day early in the morning, and then he flew. I think it was at A&M. And then he flew to Alabama, and he was sitting in the box like just to watch the first Alabama game without him, which is really cool. Had a bunch of players in the same locker room or the same suite as him, and they were just hanging out, chopping it up.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is this weekend's a huge weekend, so we've got UMich versus Texas in Michigan. Game day is going to be in Michigan, and I'm very excited to see this one.
Wow, Michigan, Texas.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
seriously.
Alex loves Texas.
Really?
Or sorry, Alex loves Michigan.
Yeah. I was saying my boy.
What time is that at?
I don't know. To be honest with you,
Saturday,
probably a night
though?
game. Yeah,
We'll be back. Right?
Yeah.
We'll be back from the wedding.
maybe. Yeah.
Wow, you can watch it here if you want with Alex.
Down to do some hanging. Yeah, that'd be fun.
We got
That'd
the
be
black box now, so we get every channel.
Huge.
Yeah,
Huge.
and like every like college game day pass, whatever.
Mhm.
So
I mean, this is going to be on every
Yeah,
mainstream.
for sure.
Yeah.
but like for the whole day.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you
I
just
got
drive
you. You
straight
wanna
here.
switch it? Yeah.
Um,
I'm down. I'm so down.
but
That'll wrap up college football for
yeah,
me.
I think we got enough. Cool. All right. So next on the docket is the NFL. I think, Ave, a lot of this is fun. And so I think what we should do first is just cover that little news segment if you want to down there. And then we have some leading up into week 1 fantasy and locks of the weeks and stuff. So we'll just have some fun with that. But Abe, what's that news we got there?
Big news out of the Bay Area. They finally got the big boy, the security unit, their lineman. Trent Williams signs a huge deal. Signs a 3-year, $82.66 million extension. Today he got paid $25.69 in a signing bonus. I wonder what the taxes are in California.
Jeez.
He's probably seeing about $10 million of that, but
Yeah.
that's a big number. And I'm glad that he
10
got
million
paid.
more than I got today,
Exactly.
Abe. I'll tell you that
Exactly.
right now. How old is he? Do you know?
I don't know the age.
Jessica, can you look up how old Trent Williams is?
He's been around though, because he was with the Commanders, and now he's with.
I don't remember who he
49ers.
started with, but I just feel like kind of just what you said. He's been around. He's a bona fide Hall of Famer today.
Yeah.
So to sign him for 3 more years, I don't know. But we did it with like
Ooh.
Fletcher Cox when I thought Fletcher Cox was old.
He's 36.
Yeah, that's old.
36. I mean, I guess to sign him for the 1 year you want him, which is this year, you had to tell him 3.
Yeah, I mean they're bringing
That's like
everybody
how it
back.
works.
Yeah.
Because you'd have said, no, I'll go sign in Tennessee for 2 years,
Mhm.
$70 million.
Yeah, they'll probably give him more than that.
Yeah, and then you said, fine, sign me for 3, and they're like, you can only play for 1.5. You said, I know, sign me for 3. That's what I want, or I'm not even going to play 1.5 for you. So that's a classic baseball move. Like Pujols got signed for 10 years when he was
He knew he's done it.
32.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, if you have the
Williams
chance to
good
win,
for
you
him.
got to bring everybody. They had the running back. The Niners did.
Yeah, I'm sure he wanted to sign there. I don't think I don't know. I guess negotiations did last pretty long.
They
to be
did.
fair,
Yeah.
but I
The
don't
season
know.
starts in a couple
I don't
of days.
think anyone thought he was going to sign anywhere else.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that was just quick little news. I don't think anything else really crazy has happened. Everyone's staying healthy because nobody plays in the preseason,
I know.
and we're just excited for both fantasy and real football season to start. With that, we're going to go around the room really quick, and we're going to give the people our locks of the week. I'll go first, and then Abe can go. And that is purposefully because I do not know where Jessica is going to take this.
Yeah.
Because she can go off on a tangent when it comes to sports gambling. So hopefully she'll leave it to her lock of the week, but I can't promise that. So
I got you.
we'll start this off,
Yeah.
and we'll see where she goes. All right. So personally, I have 2.
Okay.
My first one is just a head-to-head. I have the Cowboys plus 2.5 against the Browns. I actually think they'll probably win that game, but they are currently plus 2.5, and I would take that all day and tomorrow. So that's my lock as far as like head-to-head games are. And then I saw a player prop I like. I just think Vegas thinks that this guy he was just drafted low in ADP and stuff, but he's opening game is against the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Yes, the rookie quarterback got hurt, but Sam Darnold is fine. He might be better than JJ McCarthy is like today. And Justin Jefferson, I would take the over 6.5 catches. I just think they're going to feed him. I don't think the Giants are going to be able to stop him.
Yeah.
The weather's going to be fine. I don't know if it's in Minnesota or New York, but it's still September. I don't see a world in which Jettis doesn't have 7 catches. So those are my 2 locks of the week.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to betting terms. I thought we were just going money line.
Whatever.
But I don't have like the odds or anything. But one easy lock, I think it's a shoe-in if there's ever a shoe-in. You've got the Bengals playing the Patriots this week in Cincinnati, I believe. I would take that. I'm looking at the
line?
The line right now is -8.
Ooh.
I'd probably take the line there, yeah. I might buy 1.5 points to make it a touchdown, but
6.5.
Yeah. But I like that a lot. I think Joey B is going to have a phenomenal season. He was cut short a little bit last year, and I think Cincinnati's on the up and up again.
Yeah, they may be trying to scare you with that -8, and they end up winning by like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. I like that. Just looking at this briefly.
Is that your lock? Did you
That's
have
my
another
lock.
one?
No, I don't have a lock. I don't have any player props. I like to do my player props like the day of.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's like
Me
a
too.
morning,
I don't look at player props ahead of time.
It's like a morning ritual on a Sunday morning. You wake up, check the lines out, see what you like.
Lose a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Jessica, okay, well, I guess that leaves
what do you got?
Our gambling expert, Jessica. What's your lock of the week? We'll start there.
Oh, my lock of the week. Wouldn't you want to know?
Weather boy.
No. So, Luke, I agree with you. I like taking the Cowboys plus 2.5. Okay. See, when I hear this is why it gets really funny. Avery, I also agree with you. Now, taking the spread is crazy, but I'd add that to a parlay. I would do it.
Buy some points, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's week 1. I think it's week 1. And when I think of a lock, I think of a true lock. Now, meaning, my lock of the week will be a parlay.
That is a true lock. A parlay? It's the opposite of a true lock. A true lock is
shot in the dark.
You do. Here's what you do. And don't listen to me. We'll see what happens next week.
It's a lock. It just says it's a lock.
I'll come to you next week, and if I lose,
I'll go back. How many legs is this parlay? This lock parlay?
16 legs.
I bet it's more than 5. I bet it's more than 5.
My lock. Wait, my lock parlay?
The one that will not miss because it's a lock.
9 legs.
She's not.
You want it or you don't want it?
You're not following the whole lock.
All right. I'm following the lock, and I'll explain each one of these.
All right, we're going to need a clip of this. Jessica's lock of the week. Ding, ding, ding. And she has like so-and-so over this team.
Scared money don't make no money.
It's a fact.
I begged you not to do this when this segment started.
This is the best. I love it. Keep going, Jess. Let's
hear your lock of the week.
Here's the thing. So the Eagles are playing, right? That's the first game that I decided to go on here. I will not bet against the Eagles. I rarely will put them into a bet. Just bad luck, bad juju altogether. Don't bet for your team. However, here's where the lock comes in. You guys listening?
I bet on the Eagles all the time.
The lock comes in where you bet something that you know is going to hit, right? Like Jalen Hurts
I usually like betting things I don't think are going to hit.
No. Jalen Hurts rushing 25 plus yards. Listen. Right? You guys are
Jalen Hurts 25 yards, sure. Yeah, okay.
You're mad at me for
25 rushing yards?
Yeah. Yes.
Like that? 25 passing yards?
No, rushing.
No, rushing yards, right? So that's going to hit. So then you add it with something that also is going to hit. Saquon Barkley, he will rush for 40 plus yards.
Okay.
AJ Brown receiving 50 plus. Done. Eagles done. It's easy.
She's giving me Jersey Jerry vibes. I love it. Keep it going.
Anyway,
Next.
so
I'm not mad at any of
That's
that.
three.
next game, this is going to be with a little bit of Mike Kirby, our special guest from last week. This was inspiration from there. We did some really hard earned
Research.
No, but
Degeneracy.
yeah.
Okay. She said no to research, yes to degeneracy.
Tennessee Titans at Chicago Bears. I don't know enough about this, but Mike knows it's going under. So go under 45.5.
All right.
Thoughts?
Lock.
All right, lock.
Lock it in.
It's 4 legs so far.
Yeah.
All right, 5th leg.
Caleb Williams, our rookie of the year, if you don't recall.
Okay.
All
On this
passing
list.
yards, 175. Now, I got yelled at for this, but I am going to state again, his over-under, I think, is around 245, which is, I don't know.
Oh, so it's an all. Yeah.
So you're
So-
70 yards under that.
Yeah. DeAndre Swift, rushing 40-plus yards.
I'm just not sure why you're gambling on the Chicago Bears. Because it's a lock. That's why. Keep going.
You know what? Here's a lock for you. And I know everyone's been waiting for
I want
it.
to hear the rest of the parlay.
Miami Dolphins money line. Boo. You see how boring that is? Also
That's
in my parlay. Where are we at now? 7.
7, yes.
You got 2 more.
Bengals money line.
Let's go.
Dallas Cowboys plus 2.5. Now,
Oh.
tell me
Ooh.
what's wrong with it.
I think
can't.
it's a lock.
Exactly.
I'm putting my house on it, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah. Mortgage is not getting paid this week because it's
Absolutely
going
not.
towards that bet.
I'll tell you something for the listeners.
What
if
are,
they
the,
don't
what are your
believe
odds
me.
on that bet?
I'm
15
at,
to win 20.
I'm at no, I bet 10 to win 322. And all day they've been
Really?
asking me to cash out for like $4. I
Okay.
know that they know something. And I know what they know.
They would still profit in that situation.
Yeah, but they don't ask you to cash out if they don't think it's going to win.
It's a lock. All right, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There are
The
locks
lock of the week.
And while she was at it, Jessica gave you her parlay of the week. So, boom. Cool. This one's probably just for Abe and I. I mean, Jessica, feel free to chime in and let us know what you think. We're diving in a bit into fantasy football. Abe, I have on the docket fantasy football league winners. What I mean by that,
What do you mean by that?
yeah, what I mean by that is obviously not like Christian McCaffrey or Tyreek Hill. Well, I guess that isn't obvious because they are people who win or help. you win.
Yes.
What I mean is like somebody who maybe wasn't drafted in the first 2 rounds or 3 rounds.
A sleeper.
Yeah, sleeper, but not necessarily like, oh, I got him in the 9th or off waivers and he was great. Just someone who you think's getting drafted under their ADP, like maybe even a DK Metcalf who gets drafted, like some people take him earlier than others or whatever the case is. So just a league winner can be sneaky, not necessarily. I'm going to name 2 of mine. We can go back and forth if you want, or if you only have one, whatever.
Yeah.
But maybe mine will inspire you,
Yeah.
so it'll make more sense.
Give me some juice.
Sure. So if you know, if you talk fantasy with me, which is Alex and Mike, you probably know what I'm going to say here, at least for one of these 2. And my first one is Devon Achane. From the Miami Dolphins. He's a running back, rookie year last year, super explosive, really strong. Had multiple games rushing over 200 yards with multiple touchdowns. Raheem Mostert, he was very good too. I think he had 20 plus touchdowns. But he's 32. And I'm not a big like, oh, he's this old so he can't play anymore.
Yeah.
If the year before he was great, we have no reason to see him regress except with running backs in the NFL.
Yeah.
The data is ridiculously strong to show that after 30 years old or even at 30 years old, there's ridiculous regression. So I just think Miami is going to feed Devon Achane. I think he's ridiculously talented. I think that offense is high-powered and moves the ball. He's getting drafted in the 3rd round mostly from what I've seen.
Yeah.
If there's a league of people who don't really know him at all, I could see him even get into the 4th round. But I've also seen when I watch the pros on YouTube or listening like to podcasts and stuff, they'll take him in the 2nd round, like as early, like before the Olave, Devontae Adams part
I
of
love
the draft.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah. So That's my first sleeper. That's my first like league winner this
Yeah.
year. If you have one, go ahead. If not, I can just double down and keep going.
No, I was going to give you comms on the
Oh yeah,
Devin Achan. I don't know how you pronounce his name.
I call him Devon Achan. I think that's right.
I thought it was Achan. I thought they were giving him like
it's Devon is the part. Like they were calling him Devin. Devin Achan.
Got you. Well, so Miami drafted a running back this year as well. So they've got a pretty crowded backfield. And then from my football expert, from Jay, so apparently with Raheem Mostert, like he is 32 years old. There's no denying that. But he's had a certain amount of like injuries that have been kind of serious, but not like anything that's like too debilitating long term. But he's been out for, numerous games within a season. So he doesn't have that impact, that stress on the body as, a usual 32-year-old running back would have. So he may be pretty fresh. That's a take that I've heard.
That's a reasonable take. I still feel strongly about Achan, solely based on how good he was last year when he was playing, but also because I still think the age is going to play a factor, and I think he's going to end up being the number one back. And during that playoff push of fantasy football, which is like weeks 15, 16, 17, I think that's when he's really going to make a good push.
Yeah. And I still like the pick as well because of Mike McDaniels. That offense is so high-powered. They get the ball up and down the field. I love them, especially towards the beginning of the season. Once it starts getting cold, I'm a little scared of them. I kind of shy away from it.
That's when they run the ball, though. See that?
Yeah, I guess. But they hate playing in cold environments. Like, the end of the year, like week 16, week 15, 16, 17, when the playoffs start, is if they're in a cold, if they're in Buffalo. Is that true
or is that a myth?
I mean, if they're in Buffalo, they're not going to play well.
But they're always in Buffalo.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the year.
And like Tyreek played in Kansas City. Although you forget what it's like if you're not there for a couple of years.
Yeah. And Miami's nice, man. February is like 80 degrees. It's warm out there.
All right. Did you have another one?
No, I was just giving you backlash. Okay. I didn't even say one yet.
I mean, I can
really
go,
have. Yeah, you.
All right,
you
go for them then, and see what your opinion is and whatever.
Yeah.
So this one, I kind of felt boring doing it, but I do think people are going to disagree, so it made me more excited to say it. My second league winner, this one's due to the fact that I think he's getting drafted later than he should, not necessarily that he's a sleeper, is Cooper Kupp.
Damn.
I think that people forget that he's Matt Stafford's favorite target, and Matt Stafford is still slinging them things, and Cooper Kupp doesn't have a reason. Like, he's a great route runner and ball handler.
No diddy. Sorry. But yeah, no, he catches balls really well. Like, he does not drop passes, and he does not drop balls after he catches them. Loves the jug machine.
Correct. So I just think he's getting drafted early third round-ish. And I mean, Puka Nacua is great. I don't even know that I'm taking away from him. I think they can be great together. But I think if Cooper Kupp is going to end up being people's wide receiver 2 and 3, and I think he can still end up with 8 to 11 targets a game.
Yeah, I do love that. That's the one name that kind of stood out to me because last year you didn't really hear his name, and then because Puka was so great, but he's still on that team. He's still electric. He's still a great route runner. He's got great feet. He's got great hands. Matt Stafford's a solid QB, and in that offense, he should be very, very good. And they've got 2 great receivers out there. So Cooper Kupp could have another reemergence this year.
Yeah. I
love that pick.
In theory, I'm rooting for it, I guess, because I said it and it would be cool. But yeah, he also just seems like a good dude, so I'm rooting for him. After it.
I don't really have any sleepers. I was ill prepared for this one.
Okay. Don't overthink the sleeper part of it. Like Cooper Kupp, I wouldn't consider a sleeper. Just like a league winner.
He just wasn't.
Maybe Derrick Henry.
People
weren't drafting him.
He wasn't him last year, like the injuries and whatnot. So like.
All right.
Well, I think he's still great.
we still got 2 league winners out of us for those of you who care in fantasy football. Most people have drafted already anyway, so it's really just an opinion. If you have any league winners you'd like to drop in the comments, let us know because we'd be interested in who you think you might have picked up. And it'd be a little cheeky. Maybe like a Rashad White.
I was going to say Alvin Kamara. Like last year wasn't his best season, but he gets the ball so much.
Yeah.
So like that's a sleeper. I have him in one of my leagues that I'm excited to see what he can do this year.
I think that's a great one. He might lead their team in target.
Yeah,
including Olave.
Right, because he touches the ball like every single down.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, it might be his last year though.
Yeah,
he's starting to maybe get beat up, but
yeah.
he was actually sneaky good at the end of last year. Cool. All right, so last thing with the NFL, and this is going to be a season-long thing, ladies and gentlemen, so keep us honest. We will do our best to track it. I don't think it's going to be that hard, but Abe's like panicking about this. We're going to do a suicide pool. For those of you who don't know, we each have to pick a team, just money line, to win. Does not have to cover any spread. But once we choose that team, so when they win, we cannot choose them for any other game for the continuing weeks of the season. So, for example, if I take the Chiefs to beat the Ravens this Thursday,
be a wild man.
For the rest of the 17 weeks of the football season, I cannot pick the Chiefs as my team. If you were to lose, you drop out. We will put money in a little pot because why not?
Yeah.
I just don't know how much yet.
All of it.
Jessica said it would be fun to well, actually, no, she didn't say this, but if we put $5 in every week, then even if somebody lost, the two people left still got to add just an extra 10 instead of 15, and then you won the pot at the end.
Well, yeah, you win the pot and then you keep it going. So say everybody's out in week 6 and then you start it up again for week 7 for all of us are back in.
Yeah. Cool. We'll do it that way then.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, long story short, we each have to pick a team. We'll do this every week, and then we can't pick that team again if we win. Does anybody have a team they definitely want to choose?
I'm gonna go first because that was my lock of the week. I'm gonna go with that Bengals team against the Patriots. I'm gonna use my Bengals in week 1.
Wow, that feels like an early Bengals pick, Abe. No,
it is an early Bengals pick, but you gotta get the first one out. You really do. You can't come into week 2 with an L. You're just done. So I'm gonna go heavy week 1. I'm gonna go Bengals.
All right. I am chewing this cookie right into the mic while I'm thinking about my answer. I think I'm going to have to go.
And we can pick the same teams as well.
Oh, yeah. Man.
I think the matchups were pretty well for this week. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, I know, but I would take the Bills over the Cardinals, obviously.
Yeah.
Bengals over Patriots. I want to say both those teams. Titans and Bears, I don't know. That might be a good game to pick the Titans, but Bears are -4. Is it? I guess that's in Chicago. I'm leaning. I think I'm thinking
Panthers,
Vikings
Saints.
over. I was going to do Vikings over Giants. I'm not that scared of Darnold being their starter.
Okay.
I mean, not great, but he can throw a football.
Yeah,
the Giants suck.
Yeah. It's in New York though. That's the only caveat. But that stadium, the turf monster, who knows what happens?
Yeah.
I can't believe they haven't addressed that.
Jessica, do you know who you want to go with? You were confident about the Cowboys.
Cowboys, the star.
No, I was confident about not the Cowboys.
That's a tough matchup.
I don't think the Cowboys are going to win. I think the Browns are, but it's too close for me to say that. I could go Browns and that'd be wild and I'd be out. Wouldn't be
Browns are just so helter-skelter to me.
Yeah, the Browns
you just don't know who's going to show up.
Well, the Cowboys are really good. So who did you want to end up going with then?
Well, I thought the Bengals would be a good one. I feel like a lot of people are riding high on.
Huh.
I actually think this line this slate is actually tough for week 1.
I just want to be strategic. All right, this segment doesn't need to be this long. I'm either going to go with the Saints or the Vikings, and I think I'm going to go with the Saints.
Lock it in, Jess.
Lock it in the Saints because they're at home.
LD Saints. Abe is going with the Bengals.
I can't go with the Vikings because the Giants are home, and yeah.
Luke. We are allowed to choose the same one?
Yep. You can go with the Bengals with Abe.
That's what I had down here.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
All right.
Jess is going with the Bengals.
The 2 Bengals and the Saints. I like the Bengals, to be clear. I'm expecting to choose the Bengals
at some point
later.
Yeah. which is very fair.
I'm not.
Okay. All right. Where can I find this? I think that's all we have for the NFL. It's all I had on my brain. If Ave, you surprised us with 3 more topics after I tried to close out the last segment, so I'm going to let you close this one out, and then just you can intro the next one. I can take over, but
Got you.
just in case you have anything left to add.
No, I mean I don't. I'm still a bit worried about this game in Brazil for the Eagles and the Packers. For both teams, both fan bases. The people of Brazil who are going through whatever it is, wildfires, and there's whatever is going on in that country. Don't know. I mean, there's been complaints on both sides to why is the game being played there. It's just strange.
They don't seem all that comfortable in some of the interviews I've seen. As far as I think I saw someone say, "Yeah, they told us not to leave the room. I'm just not going to leave the room."
Yeah, I think that was Slay that said that. But it's an interesting thing because money rules the world, I guess. The fan base out there in Brazil is so rabid that they need to bring the football to them. But it's been a lot leading up to this game. I hope it all goes well. I think it will go well. I mean,
what are your thoughts on the fandom that shows up? Like, is it Eagles fans or is it Brazilians who like the NFL? Like, kind of that's how it is in London. They're just in random shirts, or is it like Eagles and Packers
Eagles fans there?
Because you're not allowed to wear green in that stadium,
right?
Well. So I was listening to the radio show and I kind of changed it. I was just flipping through just like stations, which is funny just for like Philly sports because it was like a random like classic rock or something. And someone called in and they were interested, like they must have been in Rio. And it was a girl and she was like, yeah, like you just kind of walk by someone, they had like an Eagles hat on.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like, it was like a go birds, and then you walk away. Like, she's like, there's a lot of fans there.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're wearing, but she did say a hat.
Because like in England, you're watching like the Commanders play the 49ers. You see Dolphins jerseys and Jets
Broncos jerseys. Yeah.
Because they don't get that many games. So they just want to go watch some football. But I mean, if you came to that Arsenal Liverpool game with me, you'd either wear nothing or a Man U jersey. But you're not going to throw on Arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't think. No. Okay.
So, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of Eagles fans there. I mean, the Packers fans are great as well, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Packers fans there. I hope there's a lot of locals there, because why are they playing the game there if there's not a bunch of locals there? It makes no sense to bring the game all the way down there and have
just
a bunch of people.
Americans fly down.
So I hope there's a lot of locals there that are, experiencing the game of football for maybe the first time. So, but I do think it's going to be a good mix of Packers and Eagles fans down in that stadium.
American football.
Football.
Yeah, cool. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, NFL kickoff week 1 starting soon. Again, not crazy storylines because people aren't getting hurt, but I'm sure once the season kicks off, we'll be able to dive into more of our opinions and things that are going on. But hopefully that was a little bit fun with the pool and the locks, and
we'll actually have like
might want to fade us, but if you want to ride with those bets, go for it.
I just want to say on that point where we don't really know what these teams are going to be like, we're going to have a kind of a good gauge after week 1 because nobody really played in the preseason.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see who plays well and who doesn't, but hopefully
our team's doing
our thoughts were relatively accurate, so people keep listening to the show. Cool. So with that, we'll transition into the MLB. Honestly, there is a lot to talk about here, but we've talked about so much of it, Abe, and like the playoff race is still the same teams we named last time. Yeah. Instead of 75 to 70 wins, they're all at like 82 to 77 wins.
A week of baseball happened.
Exactly. A week of baseball happened. Judge is still dominating with Bobby Witt and Juan Soto. One cool thing is that Jose Ramirez is going to have a 40-40 season and nobody cares.
It's a big boy, dude.
Because it's going to be
Shohei.
Shohei's doing 50-50, and then he's still the 4th ranked in AL MVP because there's Bobby Witt, Juan Soto, and Aaron Judge ahead of him. So quick little shout out to Jose Ramirez.
I love Jose.
Yeah, but other than that, things are relatively steady. So I wanted to give a quick little shout out to a couple cool things I saw this weekend. Emmanuel Clay. It's definitely not Clace, but it's C-L-A-C. Clase? I'm not sure. He's Hispanic, so it could be Clase. It doesn't matter. I'm dwelling on the wrong things. He's a closer for the Cleveland Guardians, and he is putting up historic numbers. Mariano Rivera is incomparably the greatest closer of all time. And this guy, he's through 306 MLB appearances, which is a lot. I mean, that's, as a closer, you probably get 50 appearances in a season.
As a number one closer.
Maybe 60 if you're like ridiculously. So that's a good that's a few seasons right there. 306 appearances. He's got 150 saves. Mariano Rivera had 149. He's got 290 walks, and Mariano Rivera had 385, which is crazy. But he only had 56 walks, and Mariano Rivera had 131. So the strikeout to walk ratio was phenomenal. Is phenomenal.
Yeah.
His strikeouts per 9 are higher because I guess Mariano pitched more innings, even though the appearances were the same.
Okay.
So that might be why he had more walks or more strikeouts and walks. Because Emmanuel's strikeouts per 9 innings is a whole point higher.
Yeah.
And then his whip is point, which is walks and
I was
hits.
about to say, what is? Can you please explain that to me? Walks
and hits per inning pitched. It's sub 1, which is crazy. It's 0.905. Mariano Rivera's is 1.080. So, again, Mariano Rivera, indisputably the greatest closer of all time. This guy, to start his career, not even just to start his career, 5 or 6 seasons in, is putting up very, very, very similar numbers. So it's pretty incredible. Keep an eye on him. Cleveland Guardians, just a reminder. Second little cool thing in the MLB, Chris Sale. That name rings a bell. You know who Chris Sale.
Is he Boston?
He was in Boston.
No longer in Boston?
Yeah, actually, funny thing about him, he was traded to Boston from the White Sox.
Okay.
And when I went to France to play baseball, you know this, but just in case people don't, the teams had the 4 foreigners that were allowed to play that were not French.
Yeah.
One of them used to play AAA for the White Sox, and he had a White Sox tank top he wore all the time under his jersey, and he was a part of the Chris Sale trade, and
No way.
he told me halfway through the season. I was like, oh, that's sick. So he got traded from Boston to the Red Sox, to the White Sox as one of the prospects the prospect package that went to Chicago for Chris Sale to go to Boston.
That's sick.
Yeah, so that was cool. He was so good.
I bet he was.
Dude, he pitched in a championship game because my coach was like, we're just not putting anyone out. The team we're playing was elite. It was the same team that you came and saw me pitch against.
Yeah,
but it was 2 years earlier.
Okay.
But same matchup, but similar rosters, not quite. 156 pitches, complete game.
That is labor abuse, bro.
Yeah. But we won. It's crazy.
This man has no arm anymore.
Yeah. My coach didn't care. Paid him his money. It is what it is. He's like, I'm hanging him up after this. I got to AAA, got released. I'm gonna go spend a summer in Paris playing baseball and then call it quits. But he was still great. So anyway, Chris Sale. It's funny you bring up Boston. In his 4 years with Boston, he pitched 151 innings total because of injury.
Yeah.
This year alone with Atlanta, he's pitched 153 already, and he's probably going to win the Cy Young of the NL.
Wow. So
he's always been great. I think he's had 2 Tommy John and a couple of other things. Pretty crazy that he's bounced back in 1 year, not even one full year. I mean, 153 innings isn't that many. I'd say a number one guy passes 200 if he doesn't get hurt. But still, to have 4 straight years of injury where you only pitched 151 innings across all of them, to come back and be a Cy Young competing pitcher and have already passed that 3/4 of a year, 4/5 of a year, pretty incredible. Good for him.
So what team was he on before? You said he was on the White Sox before Boston. So his best run before this last year was with the White Sox?
Yeah, he was phenomenal with the White Sox.
So I only remember him from the Red Sox, and I had no idea that he was that injured during that period.
Oh yeah, the Chris Sale trade was blockbuster. It was 7 players just for him.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, it was 4 prospects and 3 MLB current players.
Just for one player? Or
just for him.
Jesus.
And maybe a pick or something. Yeah. But and even when he would pitch for Boston, he was great. It was weird. He never lost it. It was just I'm very fragile. I mean, his pitching mechanics are nasty.
Okay.
Yeah. it's definitely
He's doing like everything the wrong way.
Oh,
it's just
it's so and he threw like 90. He probably still does, but he was pushing 100 from the left side, like really lanky, really like. Ugh. We'll watch a clip another time, but it's not.
It's gonna have a fun
There's
time.
There's a reason he got Tommy John twice. Yeah.
What a beast, though.
Yeah. So I mean, with the MLB, the playoffs are coming. We will. I promise you, baseball fans, really dive into that at some point, but. It's kind of just the same week as it was last week. We're only like 5 days removed.
I know.
It's Tuesday. But without boring you, Judge is doing the same stuff. Ohtani's doing the same stuff. Mookie Betts is back and swinging the ball that well, which is cool. Freeman and Ohtani went back to back to back.
The triple, I saw that. Yeah, that was insane.
Cool. But everything else is business as usual. Yankees, Orioles, Phillies. Was
that the same pitcher that they hit back to back to back homers on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it was the start of the game, so they just take him out.
And they got yanked after that?
I doubt it, actually.
Really?
I mean, if it's a starter,
he got through the worst part of the lineup as well.
We need you to get through 4, please. Yeah. If that's the first inning, it would be like it's like if a starting quarterback throws like 2 picks in the first 2 series, you'd be like, I mean,
he's having a bad day.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
we're handing the ball off now.
There's just 2. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to dwell on baseball too much because we would be repetitive, I think, based on what we said before. So unless Jessica or Abe, you have anything to add in baseball, I think we can move on.
Nope, but it's September. October's coming up very, very quickly. I'm intrigued. I'm ready for these playoffs to start.
Yeah, definitely hoping for a red October because I don't care what anybody says, and I'm talking to you, New York, you're not even close. Nobody does October better than Philly. Not Boston, not LA, not New York. Not even close. And I can't wait.
It is so fun just being around the stadium. Even if you don't go to the game, just being around the stadium, how much fun.
Just living here when the Phillies are in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's great. The Phillies, Eagles, it's a great town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I often watch Bryson Stott come up to bat when he hits a grand slam, and right before that, we all sing his walk-up song. And it's just incredible every time. And then it's like followed up by Bryce Harper. It's just like memories. And then like the Reese Hoskins spike, which that year was absolutely crazy. And I'll say it until the day I die. Like, I don't know. We were the last seed in the wild card.
Yeah. I was talking about that the other day as well. I forget who I was talking to, but like it was so unexpected that we got there. That ride was just incredible.
I like Luke and I watching it. We were like, I was standing I was like doing weird things. I didn't know how to control my body. I was like standing on top of the couch, like not on where your head goes.
Yeah.
Like I was so uncomfortable anywhere else. I'm
in the corner trying to keep her. Oh. Yeah. That was sick. It gives me the chills watching that stuff.
It's running back.
So I can't wait for October. But yeah, we're going to have to part ways with baseball for now. We'll be back. Moving on.
Talk about the Zoomies.
F1 racing. This was big, Abe. I don't know if you run them through a quick little synopsis of the race, but I have some pretty cool commentary to add.
So I will add just one piece. I just want to give you the start of the race, but I'll give you the placements, the key placements, I'll say. So who won the race? We have this guy who's in an Italian automobile. Charles Leclerc takes P1. P2.
Handsome bloke.
Yeah.
That Charles.
Dude, he speaks like every single language too. It's insane.
Yeah, he's hot, dude.
Oh my God.
I know, my bad.
A little much.
He's, all right, yeah. Who came in second?
Piastri, the Australian. And then Lando Norris came in third. Of note, who came in sixth place was Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Sixth place.
Did we curse Max Verstappen? I think he's won one race since we started this podcast.
I really think we did.
Wow.
I really think we did. I just wanted to say that Lando Norris actually started in, he qualified in first place for this race. And then by the first corner, he was overtaken by his teammate to get into second place. Then he dropped down to third eventually.
So how did Verstappen get to sixth?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch. I watched the first lap of the race, and then I just saw the end results.
Okay.
But
the Franco Calapinto.
Yeah, the Formula 2 driver that replaced our American. He didn't get points. So for points, you have to get first through 10th.
Yeah.
But 12th place out of 20
not bad.
is insane for.
It's better than what the American was doing to get dropped.
That's what I'm saying. He's there for a reason, I guess.
Yeah.
But 12th place in your first Formula One race is incredible. It's awesome. Like, it's a story in itself.
Yeah, thanks for running through that. One thing I wanted to add, I did not know this at all. So this race was in Monza.
Monza, yes.
I saw this post. I probably saw it on my timeline because this was the race this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But Charles Leclerc lost his father a few years ago,
mm-hmm.
and his dad's dream was for him to become an F1 racer and to win Monza.
Mm-hmm.
And on his deathbed, Leclerc went to his dad and he told him that he signed the contract with Ferrari
mm-hmm.
and that he was going to race. And he lied.
Yeah.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
And he just did it so that his dad could die in peace. But then obviously, it already was his life goal, but then like made it even more of a priority if that was possible. Yeah. But whatever, you know what I mean? He now is the second or third best driver in the world, and
on any given day he can win.
And he just won Monza, which is really cool. And it's like, I don't know. I hope the movie comes out about that.
Yeah, it's such a tearjerking story.
Yeah, that scene will be pretty intense when he's just lying to his dad. It's like, I'm just thinking about doing that, and it's like, what a way to fuel your own fire. It's like, I have to now, mm-hmm. or I lied to my dying dad. Like,
yeah, and then just to see that come true was insane.
Yeah, and I saw an edit, and it was just really intense. And then it goes like there's a technical error, and then it just goes, and it's him in Monza just driving. I was like, wow, that was a tearjerker almost.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, when that movie comes out, I'll be first in line. What a story.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And I can't believe that he fulfilled his wish, or, he spoke it into existence. But awesome.
Talk about manifesting.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome for Charles Leclerc. I would say, so apparently I saw an interview with Sergio Perez, and he's been having issues with the Red Bull car. And apparently Max Verstappen has run into those same issues now. So beginning of the season, Sergio was struggling. Verstappen was still winning, but now Verstappen seems to be hitting those same problems that Perez hit.
Well, a lot of people used to say like the car was built for Verstappen, which is why Verstappen would win and Perez would struggle, and it would be like, oh well, it's not for Perez's style. But yeah, I mean, if they're both losing now, they got to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, can you look up the standings? I mean, Abe and I have been joking about Verstappen not winning very much since we started the podcast, and obviously you get points still for second, third, and fourth, so on until 10th place, like Abe said. But is anyone even really approaching him, or is he still way ahead?
I think Lando
way out ahead.
I think he's still way out ahead, but Lando can do it. Okay. Lando can do it.
Yeah. So right now the 2024 standings are Verstappen in first with 303 points. He has 7 wins, 10 podiums. Second is Lando Norris with 241 points. 2 wins, also 10 podiums. Now, I don't really... So, like, how the points work?
So, like, first gets you X amount, like 25. Second gets you 18.
So, he's 7 wins, which is why...
Yeah.
And podiums help you. They just know you were first, second, or third.
And there's also a fastest lap in there, too, as well.
That gets you extra points?
1 extra point. I mean, it's not much, but it all counts.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, Lando, Charles, like, they both have 2, and they're second and third.
Yeah.
So...
Mm-hmm. I mean, 7 wins is a lot.
Yeah.
It's often spread out.
I was going to say, but it does matter for the Constructors' Championship. So I believe, can you look up the Constructors' Championship? So that's the car makers. I believe McLaren has overtaken Red Bull now because
what changes in the point in tallying for that?
So that just accounts for the drivers. So Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen are part of Red Bull. So that's a constructor. So
you have to combine their points?
Yes, exactly.
So who's also driving for McLaren?
It's Lando Norris and Piastri, who's been dominating recently. Yeah. So I believe they've caught up to them. I think they're in the lead now.
So that's the Team Cup.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to follow that closer.
Yeah, it looks like Red Bull's in first.
Oh, no. Red Bull's still in first.
446 points.
Okay.
Second is McLaren at 438.
Okay, so it's really close.
Yeah, and then it's Ferrari with 407, and then it drops off. Mercedes is 292.
Yeah.
But Hamilton's been racing well. Not
He
this
has been.
weekend, but he's been racing well.
And George Russell's not bad either.
He's handsome.
Tall, bro.
These F1 guys, dude. Ugh, gosh, sorry. 2 in a row.
Yeah, Red Bull, McLaren, very close.
Very close.
I'd like to see that. So we've got, there's different things that you can look into. Say you're like just a fan of the cars, you can just look at that Constructors Championship, or you can be a fan of the drivers and look at the Drivers Championship. So
Yeah.
more than one way to look at it.
Cool. All right. So we got a rundown of where that Grand Prix season is. And then we pretty much ran through everything. I think I wanted to make sure that Charles Leclerc story got in there because I thought that was really cool.
Awesome story.
I think now we can talk some football.
You want to do football or you want to do golf? I think golf would
Okay.
fit well right here.
Sure. Tell me about it.
So this weekend they were in Atlanta, and Scottie Scheffler had a season. I believe this is the last event of the tour, and he shot. Damn, my voice just cracked.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I did not hear it, dude.
I didn't hear it.
Anybody got some water?
Yeah.
But yeah, he shot 30 under this weekend.
Dude, I saw that.
30. Listen to this though. Through the first 3 days, he was 26 under. So you average that out, he's getting a birdie every other hole.
Dude, that's crazy.
What?
I mean, they were there. I will say though, I was watching it. I think he was at 27 or 28 under at the time.
Yeah.
Actually, I could be lying. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was gonna say there were other competitors in the 20s.
Oh yeah.
They were?
Yeah, I think Morikawa shot 26 under.
Yeah, so you do have to consider
The
like
course,
it was an
yeah.
easy course
Yeah.
potentially. Well, not potentially, definitely, but still, if Morikawa's like, let's talk about Morikawa too.
Yeah.
Then shooting minus 27
Right.
'cause that's crazy.
Imagine you're out there. You're
Oh my
the same
gosh.
course. It doesn't matter. Like these guys are so good.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But 30 under.
30 under. That's 7.5 per round.
Yeah.
Under.
So he didn't have that great of a day on Sunday, but his first 3 rounds were incredible.
He must have like so much fun playing.
Not only is it
Yeah.
birdie every other hole, it's par the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's birdie par.
Yeah.
Not yeah. Yeah, so he's won 62 mil this year. He's
62
gotten arrested.
million.
He had a baby. He's got a green jacket. He's done it all.
He's got a gold medal.
His baby
Yeah, he got a
goes
gold
in
medal.
all the trophies he wins. Like those pictures are I would make that my LinkedIn profile when I'm older. Like literally, the baby like sits in the cup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
11 more years of the same exact play, and he'll be on par with Tiger. Something like that.
So
That's crazy.
one crazy thing is, so like I said, 7th event on tour that he's won this year. That matches Tiger's 07 run. It's the most since then. So Tiger's had runs where he's had 8 event wins and 9 event wins in a season. I don't think he ever did 10, but 7 in a season
it's crazy.
for Scheffler. He's having one of them years, man.
I mean, he's an all-timer if he has a little bit more longevity, obviously. He's kind of like Ohtani, where it's like,
You
it's
in the
probably
middle
an
of it.
all-timer,
Yeah.
but maybe another 2 years or so. And
Of
then,
great golf. man.
yeah, like you can't really put him up with Mickelson and Tiger and Jack Nicklaus yet. But
You can put the season up there.
He's
with
with,
one
like-
of their best seasons.
oh yeah, but I think even historically he's already up there passing John Daly and like with McIlroy and with Jordan Spieth. 'Cause he
Mhm.
was crazy when we were in college. Jordan Spieth was unreal. The Dustin Johnsons. Why am I'm blanking on some like older?
Rory. You
Yeah,
said
definitely
Rory.
Rory. Yeah, like Scheffler's legit. I think.
Yeah.
He, like historically legit. I didn't want to like undermine that, but Tiger and like the Tiger tier with those other guys is a little nuts.
It's a little different, yeah.
Yeah,
There's levels to this game.
indeed there is.
Scotty's
There
at one of
are.
the highest levels right now. But
Correct.
he can probably elevate as well, and which is, I'd love to see it. I'd love
Yeah.
to see it next year.
I hope he keep. I like him a lot.
Me too. I
He's
like
a
when
good
people
dude.
dominate. I like when people,
Me too.
you know, these
I lo-
guys are all great golfers, and he's that far ahead of
Yeah.
the class. Which
I like
is,
Morikawa a lot too, but
I
I'm
do.
happy to see Scheffler cook. Cool. Did you want to talk more golf?
I want to talk more money. So allegedly, or apparently, he can reach over 90 million this year. Total money.
With everything?
Yeah. So he gets like $8 million.
That'd be a
from
good
the-
year.
Yeah. So the PGA Tour is trying to compete with Live, so there's a new payment system, and he's going to win that obviously because he's the best player on the tour. So going to get some sort of bonus from that, and it can add up to over 90 plus $1 million. He's doing $20 million in endorsements, so it's It's a great time to be Scottie Scheffler.
He already got 63. So he's already living large. Yeah. I can't believe there's still 27 mil left on the table.
Unaccounted for you.
Yeah.
Oh. It's just on the way. It just hasn't hit his bank account yet.
Yeah. So on to the U.S. Open then.
Keep the U.S. Open.
Golf-like, even though it's a different sport, same title of the tournament.
Yeah. Like a single individual sport. I like where your head's at.
Yeah. So our boy, well, not that we necessarily love him, but he's American.
Yeah.
And he's cooking.
He's playing right now.
And he's playing confidently.
He's playing right now.
Oh,
we're missing it. Yeah, he started at 8:30 on Arthur Ashe.
Is Ben Sheldon that young kid?
Ben Sheldon's another American. Yeah.
Yeah,
so have you seen his serve?
Yeah. Her cousin Mia plays tennis, and she posts about him a lot.
His serve is ridiculous, bro. He's hitting like 140.
Yafu has been like confidently staring down and chirping his opponents. So he's playing really well.
Big foe. I love that dude. Dude, it's a great time for American tennis as well. We've got a lot of players that are into the semis. I know Taylor Fritz won earlier today for the men's side. Emma Navarro, who knocked off Coco Gauff earlier, she's into the semifinals as well. So it's looking very, very up.
Yeah. So how many Americans on the men's side do we have left? If we're already are we in the quarters or semis?
So this is the quarters right now. So Tiafoe's playing the quarters tonight.
Okay.
The semis will happen within the next couple of days.
So we already have one American.
One American in the men's and one American in the women's.
And we'll have another.
If Tiafoe wins tonight, the thing is...
Wasn't he playing an American?
No, he would play an American in the semis.
I see Tiafoe versus Ben Shelton.
That match already happened. It was a 5-setter. It was just a great match to watch. It happened.
Okay, I thought that was the quarterfinal.
No.
Gotcha.
I wish it was a quarterfinal. That match was awesome. That was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, so I guess U.S. tennis is in pretty good hands. And actually, I feel like we underperformed a little bit, some of the Americans.
Yeah, I mean, Coco Gauff, like she just like couldn't serve against Emma Navarro. She just hit so many faults. It was so weird because she was just hitting the net or just double faulting so many times. Just so many mental mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, tennis gets mental. It's only you out there.
It really is,
so you can't blame anybody else.
But yourself.
Yeah.
But Emma Navarro, on the American side, is doing so well, and I want to see her progress to the final. I think this is our first semifinal.
How old is she?
24? I don't know.
I didn't know if she was like Alvarez.
Nah.
Or Alcaraz.
She's still pretty young, but I think she's from New York as well, or she was at least born there. So it'd be good to have a hometown kid win. But the women's division out there is pretty tough, so she's got it in for her.
Yeah.
Wait,
cool.
Emma, she's about to play. So if you watch on Netflix the tennis documentary,
Haven't seen.
You learn about all these girls.
Really
so
good.
I know not only the girls, the guys too, but I know these names. The person she's about to play is notoriously like her dad was her coach, and Luke, I actually remember showing you part of it. Like, it was kind of funny because her dad was like, she was like, I'm firing you. He's like, you don't pay me.
Yeah, you can't fire me. You don't pay me.
Because she had like anger problems, and she kind of like turned a whole new leaf, and she doesn't even show emotions now. And it's literally been like within a year or so because this show came out. They're up to date, so that's going to be a really good. What's today.
So who's she playing in the semis?
Her name is Irina Sablenka.
She's a beast. Yeah, she's a beast.
Yeah.
She's really, really good. I think she's number 2 right now.
Yeah, she is. And Emma's 13.
Nice.
That'd be tough.
I was going to say, we keep on talking about it, but Nick Kyrgios, so he's doing commentating.
He's in that show.
I'd love to. Now I got to watch.
Yeah, it's funny.
He's doing
His girlfriend sucks.
He's doing commentating for the U.S. Open currently. So he's on ESPN. He's doing all the coverage. He's doing like post-match interviews and whatnot. But Coco Gauff apparently like fired her coach, or like there's some contention with her coaching staff. So Kyrgios offered to help her with her serve. That'd be funny to see Kyrgios coaching.
Wow. Yeah.
Especially
he doesn't even have a coach.
Yeah. How's that gonna work?
He's like, his resume is his work. He's like, look, I've won some tournaments here and I coach myself. Yeah, not the best idea, I would say.
No, especially so young as well.
And he's definitely like an all-talent guy, kind of like Jordan. Well, I don't know.
No,
Jordan was never a successful coach or owner or anything. He's just like, so how do you teach someone to play like you?
Just
do Michael Jordan. Yeah. Like, I don't know, score. Like Kyrgios, all of his, it's just talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a funny story with Thierry Henry. playing with the MLS players, and like he was in practice. They were doing.
He's never been a good coach either.
No. Oh, well, he took France's U23 to the finals in
I guess you're
the
right.
Olympics.
Olympics is not good soccer.
Yeah. I mean, and they had, like I said, they had
France
some good
was a
players.
good team.
Yeah. But there's a story of it was on a podcast. And Thierry Henry's at practice with Bradley Wright Phillips, I believe.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
For the Red Bulls. And they're
Sean Wright Phillips?
I don't know.
Could be Brad.
Because there's two of them.
I used to
one's
love
the
Wright
son
Phillips.
and one's the or whatnot.
Yeah. It's definitely Wright Phillips though.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wasting time.
Back to the story. Yeah. So they're in practice. They're doing drills. They're trying to build off from the back, and like nobody's playing him the ball because like it's like too tight. They can't get the ball to him. There's no way. So Thierry Henry just goes all the way back to the 18, grabs the ball, dribbles through like 6 people, and like plays a pass, and someone scores. It's like it's too tight.
Yeah. Because they were telling him, because he's yelling at them.
Yeah,
like, we can't. It's too tight.
Yeah.
It's too tight. We can't get it to you. Or like you can't play in that position because they're all over you. So you're not open essentially. So then he goes and gets it. He's like, I'm not. Watch this.
Yeah.
He was like 50. Yeah.
It's too tight.
Well, I guess that's a great segue.
Yeah.
Because now we can talk soccer. Yeah. A couple of these we can stay high level, I suppose. The first one for sure, but R.I.P. to Leverkusen's win streak.
Leverkusen's,
or non-losing streak.
Non-losing streak, yeah.
All of last year, through every tournament, every domestic league game, they did not lose. Xabi Alonso, legendary Spanish player, and Liverpool and Bayern Munich, if I'm not mistaken, and Real Madrid player, coached this team up from an average, at best, Bundesliga team to beating the 11-time straight champion Bayern Munich and competing in every tournament they played in. Finally lost yesterday or two days ago
this weekend,
to Leipzig. I forget who they lost to. It doesn't really matter, but they lost. Big bummer. I mean, they'll be fine. It's a great team, but it was cool. Random team to like make history. They made history, by the way. It was the longest streak ever.
Yeah, I love that story. That storyline was so awesome watching it the whole last year. You're like, could they do it? Because they're literally called Neverkusen. Like, they'd go down late in games. They'd find a way to win. You always thought something was coming. It just didn't happen this past weekend.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Like, they were winning after having been down 2 in the 90th minute.
Yeah.
Like, it was not always just like, we're so dominant. We bought a few great players this year. So, yeah, you're exactly right. It was exciting to watch.
And they're still such a fun, such a young team to watch. They're so great.
I love Frimpong.
Frimpong's so good. Grimaldo on the other side. Vert's coming through.
Yeah.
Xhaka's playing his mind out of his mind. Like,
what's up with that? Yeah.
Why couldn't he do it for Arsenal?
32 years old. Probably older even. So, yeah, anyway, they lost. Another loss, Ave. I just say it.
Dude, this one hurt my soul.
Yeah.
We were at home. This is probably the biggest rivalry match in England. Definitely the two winningest teams. Like, they've got the most trophies, but for sure. But Liverpool came into Old Trafford and just ran all over Man United.
Yeah.
It was so poor.
Coach didn't want to answer many questions.
He doesn't answer anything.
Yeah.
He gives the worst answers. He's like, but I won 2 trophies. I won the FA Cup. I won the whatever. Like, who cares about those cups? We want to be doing well in the league and then doing well in Europe. Domestic cups they're great when you win them, but it's not a sign of progression and whatnot. But Casemiro was just poor.
He's done.
He can't run. He's got no legs.
He's too slow.
He's got no legs.
It was a weird signing at the time. I think
he was great the first
in the
season.
Beginning. Yeah, I think he was, but I think you had to know the time was ticking pretty quickly.
I mean, he's one of the legends of the game. Like, they were talking. I don't know if it was Neville or not, but like, I think it was Carragher actually. He was saying that trio with Real Madrid, like what he's done with Toni Kroos and Modric, like that's a legendary midfield. It goes against any single midfielder that's ever played the game, and he held that down.
Yeah,
and
he definitely did.
Fantastic. But, he's just got no more legs in him. He had like 2 or 3 turnovers leading to all their goals.
Yeah, but it's just like still like Man United, why are they signing players out of their prime? I know he was helpful the first year, but it's still like They were like Real Madrid. They were as feared as them. They had Ronaldo, they had Rooney, they had Beckham.
Yeah,
they had everybody.
The boss left, man.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
A lot of those players were coming through the ranks. Like they grew up in the academy and then they played for the first team. And like we had legends that just came through. We just had them, you know. Now we're trying to buy players like the Galacticos. Like that's not a
like you even grabbed
model.
Van Persie and like you were prone to.
Well, I mean, but we still had the base of players that came through the ranks, and then we grabbed one or two players that took us to the top.
Yeah.
But right now we're just trying to buy everything. Yeah, and we're spending so much money on these players, and it's just not working out.
Yeah, and I guess that loyalty is not there anymore. Not with Man U in particular. Just like generally speaking, like Beckham didn't want to leave Manchester, and Giggs never did, and Scholes never did.
You had that foundation of having a coach be there for 25 years. Like you won't see that again in soccer for a long time. Probably in any sport for probably forever. Like things change so.
Those Italian clubs, they keep their loyalty.
Not really.
I guess you're right. They always play for each other's rivals.
Like Napoli won the league. What, last year, 2 years ago? They have like 2 new coaches in that same time span.
Well, coaches, no. But I'm saying like you have the Totti and
you're talking about like the players.
Like now that I think about it, like Pirlo felt loyal, but I'm pretty sure he played for AC, Inter, and Juve.
Yeah.
And so did these aren't all Italian people, but like Ronaldo played for both. Zlatan played for both.
Zlatan played for everybody.
Yeah.
He's a sellsword.
Yeah. So, I saw a cool story about Wesley Sneijder.
I did see that with Mourinho.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah. You can say it, but that was awesome.
Well, so just talking about soccer, Wesley Sneijder he was from the Netherlands, and he was an awesome player. And he showed up to a Real Madrid practice, and his locker was empty, and they essentially just sent him home. And he went to the owner. He's like, "What's up?" He was like, "You're just not in my plans to win." And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go win, no matter where I end up. So let me play." He's like, "No, you're not gonna win here." I said, "Fine." And so Jose Mourinho called him and said,
Jose Mourinho.
I am Jose Mourinho. Come play with me. And he said, "You're going to be a key part of our offense here at Inter Milan."
Yeah.
And they went on and they won the Champions League at the Bernabeu.
Won the treble.
They won the treble. You're right. So they won the Champions League, the League Cup, and what's the other one? Domestic Cup?
The league.
The League Cup.
Oh no, I'm just saying the league, and then
what's the third?
It's just be a domestic trophy.
Okay. Yeah, the domestic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw that today, and I was like, "Damn, that's sick." I always liked Wesley Sneijder. I didn't realize as a kid like the drama behind that.
I didn't either.
But yeah, not really kicked off, but just like laid off randomly from Real Madrid, and then beat them. And I don't know if they beat them.
I don't think they played that. It was at the
Bernabeu,
Bernabeu, which is awesome.
Which is their home field.
Storybook ending.
Yeah. So that's cool. Anyway, back to current news. Haaland with another hat trick. Crazy.
The kid is so good. He's a machine.
I think he's halfway to the record already, and
it's 8. The record's 12 for the Premier League.
Okay, so he's past halfway to the record.
Third season,
and he's probably played a 5th or a 6th of anyone else on that list with 8 or more, or even like 6 or more.
Yeah,
he's only like 70 games in or something like that.
It's insane. He's a
freak. What a team to play for as a striker like that. But
yeah, you got to be in the position. You got to score the goals.
Yeah, it is not easy to score. What?
In the Premier League too. He's not playing in like a
Everyone doubted
league.
him. That's not true. Not everyone doubted him, but nobody thought he was going to put up the same numbers as the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And he is. Like the scoring rate is the
better
same.
Numbers, bro.
Yeah, I think they're better. I think you're right. I didn't want to say that, but I think you might be right.
So good. Like he is. I wonder what his ratio of goals per game is. It might be 1. Like he's that
I don't
good.
Think it's 1, but it's
close.
Yeah,
he's in the 90s.
I would. Well, I don't think he gets very many assists at all, but I would still want to see what his contributions are per game. That might be at 1, which would be nuts. That'd be nuts.
He's a machine. He just scores for fun, and it just looks so easy. It's so effortless.
He leads the Premier League in goals if you use him as a person and then teams for everyone else. He has 7, and the next highest, and so Man City has 9.
Yeah,
because 2 other people scored, I guess, and then the next most is 6. No team has more than 6, and he has 7 by himself.
So good. What was he? Was he a 90 in this?
91.
91. He was 91.
It's him, Mbappe, and Rodri.
Okay. Yeah, deserves it. Off to a flying start.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see his FIFA cards or his EA cards. Sorry, FIFA.
Yeah, EA
it doesn't exist. His EA FC 25 Team of the Week cards.
Should be coming out soon.
September 27th, I want to say.
Oh, we'll get back from the wedding and grind.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, cool. So, we just mentioned him. Mbappe, also 91.
Mbappe.
He scores 2.
2, yeah. First 2.
Yeah, his first 2 with
Or first 2 in the
Real.
league.
Right,
Sorry.
they counted.
Yeah.
I will say I've seen a lot of clips of he and
Vinny
not working.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They won. I didn't really get a great look at the game. I saw the highlights and stuff, but other than them not really meshing well and then the goals happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. Weird situation.
It's just 2 huge puzzle pieces. They'll figure it out. It's 4 games into like competitive play or 3 games in.
Yeah,
they'll figure it out. I mean, Ancelotti is a great coach. He lets the players kind of figure it out on their own, but he'll let them, have their freedom, but then he'll kind of rein them in. So they'll get it done. I mean, there's just way too much talent
really?
on that team.
You believe that for sure?
There's way too much talent on the team, brother.
They'll get it done maybe in a sense of like they will succeed, but he or they, I should say, like it was like the only pass available, and then Vinicius like kicked it way over his head to try to like swing the ball, and it went out of bounds.
Mm.
And then same thing with Mbappe. Like Vinicius had the most egregious one, but it's not like oh shoot, you cut to the net and I thought you were going to stay wide and I crossed it to the far post and you weren't there. We'll get it together. Yeah. It was more like you were right in front of me.
You were wide
and
open.
I was getting pressed from behind, and you were the only pass, and and I still decided not to pass you the ball, and we lost the ball. That's what ended up happening.
Mm.
So I mean, I think you're right. I'm not going to sit here and say they're not going to win. There is too much talent, but as far as like figuring it out to the point where it's this really come to fruition moment, I don't know, man. They do not seem to mesh that well. But I'll probably eat my words. I'm not like dying on that sword whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, these are fantastic world-class players. I mean, the only thing that I could see maybe in like in the fall or the spring transfer window or the December or whatever it is transfer window, getting an actual striker in there so then these players can just play wide and or maybe just have like
I don't like Mbappe, right? I mean,
not really.
I don't love it either, but I think it's
maybe a false 9.
He's the second best striker in the world after Haaland.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the best left winger.
He doesn't. I don't think he likes playing there. That's the thing.
So what? It's like Ronaldo vibes for you. You like him at left wing.
I like him at left wing or out wide. Like, well, he can come into the middle. That's why I'd say it's like a false 9 that'll vacate that position, and then he can make that run in.
I don't think either Vinny or Mbappe want to play.
No, with their back towards goal.
On the right.
That's another point. Yeah.
I think they both want to be on the left.
Someone's gonna have to sacrifice if they want to win.
Well, Mbappe plays striker and Vinicius doesn't.
They just put Jude up top, dude. Just put Jude at the number 9. I mean, that's what they did last year.
Well, like 2 left wingers, like
play 2 left wingers, Jude up top, no right winger at all.
Yeah, I don't know. They'll have to figure something out, though.
Yeah,
I don't hate Mbappe at striker. He just needs to.
I don't hate it either, but like at times, like I want him out wide. I want him kind of everywhere because he makes the difference.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I definitely don't want Vinny in the middle.
Yeah, they both
Wingers.
should play left wing.
Yeah, which is tough. There's
I
only
feel
one
like
spot.
People didn't realize how much better Mbappe is out left.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where he played at PSG. He played striker because Neymar was out left the whole time.
Yeah, until they got Colomwani. But I didn't really watch too much PSG as well because it's the French league and they're pretty dominant. But they had Colomwani. They had a couple other strikers that have played with Mbappe.
Yeah. Well, whatever. We'll see what happens. You want to walk us through a couple of those transfers and signings?
Crazy Napoli, their striker, Victor Osimhen. He wasn't registered with the Serie A, with the Napoleon team, the team from Napoli. He wasn't registered this year, so he had to find a new team. There was links with him with Saudi. His agent was like, "What do you
mean he wasn't registered?
They didn't register him. Like he couldn't play.
He's the best player.
He couldn't play in Serie A. Yeah, but he wanted to leave.
Oh,
so they were like, "All right, you want to leave? We're not registering you this year." So they did that, and there was links with him with the Saudi league, but his agent was like, "No, we're not doing that. It's not all about the money, blah blah blah." And then it went down to the wire, and then he finally found a club like the last day of the transfer window. Galatasaray from Turkey decided that they're going to offer him a loan package, and he took it. But like he would have been without a club if he couldn't figure this out in like the last day, the last hours, like the waning hours of the transfer window. It's crazy. I don't think he led the league last year in goals, but he was top 3, top 2.
He's one of the best strikers in the world for sure.
Easily.
I think his FIFA card's an 88 or 89. It was an 88 last year. Might be even better this year. Which is a decent telltale sign of like how good they are.
Right. It's weird to see him like without a club, and like the last minute he had to find a loan just to play soccer this year.
Jessica, you can please chime in. What just happened? Live alert from the Phillies game. Breaking news: Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, we're just down 7-8, top of the ninth. Kyle Schwarber comes up, hits a 3-run home run, I think. It was...
Holy shit, he's 5 for 6.
It was...
Oh,
yeah.
he led off with a homer.
He hit this home run not to the first, second.
Third homer.
Yeah, he's...
Not
remember, we
third day.
started the game, Avery, and he
homer,
led off with the
double,
home run.
homer, single homer.
He absolutely just had batting practice with this one, though.
But listen to this, though. He was on his longest streak of not hitting a home run. Like, he went like 60-something plus at-bats without hitting a home run. Then hits 3 in one day. And we still lose.
Well, we need to get this on the story.
10-8 now.
10-8? Oh,
Phillies.
we got to end the podcast.
Yeah, it was a 3-run shot.
We got to end the podcast right now.
Yeah, we got to go. We're almost done.
Trey just struck out, so I'm going to go back on mute.
I'll go back to...
So, yeah, Ocean Man gets to Galatasaray. Decent club. I mean, they used to be more than they are now, but it's still... Could be worse.
He's got him. They got Zaha there.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to be there. He's so good. He's
ridiculously...
Whatever. He'll end up in the Prem sometime.
He'll probably lead that league, the Turkish league, in goals. And then another news, Ivan Toney, which was an interesting one. He wanted a move to an English club. He's an English gent. He's a great goal scorer as well, great penalty taker. He couldn't find a move to a top English club from Brentford, so he took the money and ran. He got paid, I think he's the 4th highest paid player in the world right now from taking this deal in Saudi.
I mean, it's because he went in his prime. I mean,
It's like 28.
Yeah, I mean, but he's on the England squad and getting time. That's never happened before for him. And this is a strong English team. Mm-hmm. So from my perspective, whatever, maybe not his prime, but very, very good. Everyone else is going over when they're 34, 5 years old. So he's not the best player in Saudi, but they want to overpay him because he's going to enjoy his time. They're going to spoil him like crazy. And hopefully he stays. But, yeah, I'm surprised he didn't find a place after just like making that appearance in the World Cup.
And I don't think he put a foot wrong, but...
Because like that happens a lot. It happened with Grealish a couple years ago, and then he signed with City, and then so it kind of just like putting your name out there.
And it's so weird to see an English player leave as well. Like you said, like he's not out. He's probably, I guess, in his prime. Yeah, well, he's playing his best soccer that he has in his whole career. It's weird that no other English club like was willing to pay the money.
Even like a Newcastle or
well, Newcastle's. I think they're set with Isak, and they've got decent options.
Almiron though is 33. I didn't realize that. Like they're not as young as I thought they were. Anyway, whatever. We don't have to go through every team, but I just thought Ivan Toney could have ended up in the Prem.
Yeah, I like Ivan Toney. I like his style of play. I think he's good with the link ups, and like I said, it's an excellent penalty taker. But he'll be missed at Brentford. The London club has lost their striker.
Yeah, and then a couple international news things here, Ave. We have Suarez retiring from international competition, which is probably right. I actually thought he was coaching that Uruguay team, so
yeah,
I saw him come in. Whatever. He's probably got the skill to play, but he's running out of gas.
Yeah. Just focus.
He's an MLS only now. Take your vacation with your family. Enjoy Miami.
Enjoy the States, man. And, right off into the sunset.
Yeah.
And the Uruguayan team is pretty solid as well.
Yeah, so they don't need him.
They left him in a good place, or he left them in a good place. So.
For sure. And then also international, and also very much relating back to United States. Mauricio Pochettino signs or is about to sign his contract. Yeah. We mentioned it before.
So it's all verbal at that point.
Yeah.
Nothing's been, ink to paper has not been met.
Yeah.
But apparently this week, Fabrizio Romano reported it. So there we land. He should be signed up and inked up with the United States men's national team in the near future.
Wait, I am excited about that because I believe in U.S. men's soccer, but we are 3 World Cups away, and this could be the start of maybe 2 World Cups away. And this is going to help. I think we need some more European culture instead of just trying to hire successful former American. Like there's levels to it, and being in the continent of origin helps, or being from there helps for sure.
Yeah. I want to see what Pochettino can bring to this American squad. I feel like we keep on saying they're a young American squad, but they're grown ups now. Pulisic is like 20, 26, 27. McKinney's probably like 24, 25. It's like these guys are growing up. They're playing. They're experienced. They've played Champions League, all types of tournaments. They've got the global acclaim. So let's see what they can do. Hire this coach. Let's get this thing started. We got 2026 World Cup coming up. So in 2026 World Cup in LA.
Oh yeah.
Or in the world, in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Sorry.
I totally forgot about that.
So it's a good time to hire someone who's got some expertise, experience, and of this caliber of coach.
Yeah. You want to round us out here in soccer?
Yeah, Harry Kane.
Boy. Harry Kane.
So this past weekend, he receives the Golden Boot for the Bundesliga, Champions League, and the Euros. This man went 3 for 3.
This man can score.
But he's still
trophyless.
The Harry Kane curse is very real. There were links with Kingsley Coman leaving Bayern Munich this year, but he actually wanted to test the theory to see if that Harry Kane curse is really, really real. Because, he saw it this past season, but he wanted to stay an extra year just in case. Because he wanted to be part of that moment if Harry Kane does win a trophy this year.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because Kingsley Coman is one of the most winningest players of all time.
Never lost.
He literally has more league titles than he has seasons.
Maybe not. Now he doesn't because he lost this year.
No, he won like 2 and he won like 3 in one season because he went on loan twice, I think, and then he won with his original team as well.
Yeah. So he started with Juve, right? And then PSG and then Bayern.
He's played everywhere. He's played in great places as well. But yeah, he's won the league every single year except for last year.
I think it was Juve, PSG, Bayern, and he never did.
I think it was at Monaco as well. I think it was part of that Monaco team that won.
Really?
I think so.
I don't know. But regardless, for those of you who aren't following completely, Harry Kane finally, who was notoriously trophyless but a great player, transferred to Bayern Munich, and wouldn't you know it,
no, Monaco.
They did not win the Bundesliga, and it was Kingsley Coman's first time ever not winning his league title. But Harry Kane did win the Golden Boot in the Bundesliga, so I don't know if you can really blame him or just say that he's cursed because Leverkusen went undefeated and won it. Yeah, cool. Enough soccer. Barely soccer season. I think we pretty much got all we needed to.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I suppose then, Ave, you must know what that means.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. We've got 2 minutes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our 2-minute drill. We have some little extra information for you. Something if we wanted to cover, didn't get a chance to, didn't find it relevant in the moment, we will run through a couple of quick things. I'd like to go last, possible.
I don't have anything for this 2-minute drill.
Okay.
I was searching, but like you said, it's been a short time in between episodes.
Yeah.
Nothing really much.
I usually go back and look at things I sent myself or liked on Instagram.
Me too.
Okay, yeah.
And I haven't really found.
I mean, I'm happy to go first. I just don't want to steal anybody's. But if you don't have any, Jessica, do you have anything?
I could say this. This is more of like a fun fact. And I kind of wanted to do a little bit more research before I bring it up, but whatever. If you find it interesting, go ahead and look it up yourself. I've been telling Luke about this for the past week, but there is Avery. You might think this is funny. This is a kid who goes to Alabama State University.
Alabama,
I think. And what's funny about this is his name is nicknamed as Vanilla Funk because he's all over my TikTok now. He's a white boy who goes to an historically black college. Dang. And he leads the marching band dance team. So and he is absolutely like a Vanilla Funk. Yeah.
I gotta see this kid.
They love him. I highly recommend you look up Vanilla Funk. It just makes you really happy because it's just he's just so good and I don't know.
It's not like it's propped up. It's
just
he deserves.
He made the team and he made it to
leads them.
He's like, he earned it on merit.
He's in the front, and they were like, you see everyone's so happy. They're like, all smiling. It's our white boy. Let's go.
Yeah, he's a lead drum major.
Dude, black people, there's one thing they can do. They can hype you up, for sure. Yeah. But if this kid can go, then I love this story.
Yeah, we'll have to send you some clips.
For sure.
Well, thank you, Jessica. Great 2-minute drill. If you haven't seen Vanilla Funk, he's got plenty of clips on TikTok, or like other people have clips of him.
Yeah,
he's got
plenty of funk.
He's funny.
May I usurp you?
Please do. You're
so I saw this tweet, and it's going off the Labor Day, the holiday that we just enjoyed. It was awesome. Had a great time. But it's from AB84.
Oh, dude, yeah.
This graphic is awesome. So it's a quote. It's a picture of AB, and it says, "Every day is a holiday if you just fucking leave."
If you just leave? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it.
But that's all I have for
that. Dude's got CTE out the wazoo. He just tweeted at Jose Canseco and said, "Oh, it's just like a bozo and a pinhead in this home run derby. I want in." And it's like Jose Canseco, who's one of the greatest home run hitters of all time, and someone else. I don't even really know what it is. And then AJ Brown now is trying to get in on it. So look out for him in a home run derby.
AJ Brown, the football Arthur won? Are we saying? Okay.
Or I'm sorry. Antonio Brown.
Oh.
Yeah.
He tweeted it. I don't think
that makes so much more sense.
Yeah, sorry. I was saying AJ the whole time. I was talking about Antonio Brown.
Two different guys.
Yeah, my bad. I had a brain fat.
I don't think that's his Twitter, but like his Twitter is so funny. I don't think it's him, but it's hilarious.
Oh, you don't think it's him?
No, I don't think it's him. Because like he's on it way too much. I feel like, and like the stuff he says, I don't know. I don't know
if he's doing much else though.
Yeah, you're right. He's rapping though.
All right. Well, thanks, Ave, for that pep talk. It's inspirational 2-minute drill. Got my juices flowing a little bit. I have one that is, I don't think we mentioned it. It might have happened before the last episode. I would just feel bad, but Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matt. Johnny was an NHL player for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He and his brother unfortunately got hit by a drunk driver the end of last week. They were actually in South Jersey, where they're from, to celebrate their sister's wedding. So rest in peace to Johnny and Matt. Really sad. I don't have much to say, but it was like, Johnny Gaudreau's a current Blue Jackets player. It's I know,
a sick nickname too, Johnny Hockey.
Yeah, I don't know if how many avid hockey fans we have, but I mean, it's like straight up, I don't know if Mookie Betts died.
Mm-hmm.
So condolences out to the families. Not that anyone's listening, but it was pretty tragic. So we're sharing it because it had to do with our sports family people. However, I don't want to end the episode on that, so I did have to lead off. I don't want to be so sad to end it. I saw something cool today. Emmitt Smith, he wore 4 different jerseys and pants and gloves and socks the night he broke the all-time rushing record, because he knew that he would have to fight people to keep some of his things. So he said, he's in the video, he's like, I know Jerry's going to want one of these. I'm not fighting Jerry. Won the first quarters for Jerry, second quarters for the Hall of Fame, third quarters for my charity, and fourth quarter, when I actually break the record, is for me. And he wore different pads, different helmets, different pants. The only thing, he only changed his socks once, because I don't know why, but different cleats.
Do you know how close he was to the record? Like, was it like...
No, I was thinking that too, like 86 yards. Like, he knew he was going to break it.
Or like it's really good manifestation of like, no, I'm getting it.
Yeah, I think it's up over, like, it's like 22,000 yards, though, total. So if it wasn't this game, it was the next game.
Yeah.
But while it was happening, they were putting, like, the sensors in so that you can authenticate it. Like, they put these, like, pins in the jerseys so that you can put, like, some sort of thing over top, and it'll beep. So you can confirm, yep, this is the one from the sideline, when the NFL official people put that pin in the back of the jersey. So
wow.
I just thought it was pretty cool. He's making sure there's enough memorabilia to go around, and then of course he keeps the one where he actually broke the record.
The equipment manager had a hell of a day.
It's so funny. I'll send you guys the video after this, but it is pretty funny. And he's like, the whole time, he knows exactly what he's doing. It wasn't a fluke. He's like, yep, this one's for Jerry. So, anyway, yeah, cool. Thanks for everybody sharing their 2-minute drills. Thanks to everybody back home listening and watching to this episode and all the other ones. We're having a great time. We'll keep doing it. Thanks again for sharing your bants with us. We'll see you next week.
Episode 12.
Peace. See ya.